Hello, I'm FBX and welcome back to the video. So let's talk about something rather interesting that I know is a big debate right now when it comes to the brand new version of Minecraft Xbox versus the old version. There's a lot of people who seem to just be entirely converted over the new one and think like, why do people not like it? It's perfect, it's better in every way, but then there's also a bunch of people who really don't like it for a whole range of reasons, and I figured why not make this video talking about the biggest criticism, so if any Minecraft devs do see this, they can understand what people don't like, and if you're someone who doesn't like this game, you can hopefully understand like some actual actionable things and like understand the real big issues that most people care about, so we can hopefully get some targeted feedback and maybe make this version of the game better rather than just hating it for what it is right now. So that's what I'm doing in this video, showing you the biggest criticisms, 5 of them in fact. Like this if you do like it because it helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you do enjoy these sorts of videos where again we talk about something kind of serious but I also explain it so that both sides can understand each other, because that's what I think is important when it comes to big disagreements such as one as big as like Minecraft changing versions. So yeah, that's it, let's get straight into the very first biggest criticism, which is to do with the visual look of this game. And you might say like, oh yeah, it looks like Minecraft, I can spot it, but everyone can tell the moment you hop into this game that everything's different, from the tooltips to the way, the bar is, hotbars laid out, to the way, loads of blocks look. Every biome looks different, lava looks different, water looks different, but a lot of these things look just different in a worse way. For instance, when you look at the water, it's just worse water. Like, it just isn't looking as good as previously. Lava, I actually like lava a lot more, but so many people have said to me, like, they hate the new lava because it looks, it looks older. It's like alpha lava. I personally like it, like I said, but I feel like a lot of people hate this stuff. But then there's also stuff like leaves on trees. They just look a little bit worse, because performance reasons. And then there's crops which render out from a certain distance. So many blocks just look objectively worse in this new version, and that's a real reason to hate it, because again, like, although Minecraft isn't a game you play for visual reasons, it is one that you kind of care about a little bit, and that like when there's something as jarring as water changing, it's something that you do spot. So you spot the water flow a lot better when it's like actually flowing somewhere. So let me show you an example here. As you can see, water flowing is like a lot worse even than it was before. It's just this blue thing, and when you go to a swamp biome, which again we don't have one too close to us, but if you go to a swamp biome, it goes black. It's really, really ugly stuff, and it's something that's not great. So let's move on to the another part of that actually, which is to do with the 3D items. Again, this is something we've had on console since 2013, but on the Pocket Edition, items aren't 3D, they're 2D, but they just follow you around. Again, it's like, it's how games used to be in like the 80s, and somehow Minecraft's doing it right here. I know it's not the biggest of deals. Oh, these are 3D, as you can see right there. I know it's not the biggest of that's weird actually, that some items are 3D and some aren't, but still, it's not the biggest of deals that some items are only 2D and, stuff like that, but it's one of those things that makes you ask the question of like, why not make them all 3D? So, yeah, that's one of the big concerns people have. Like, so many things just look worse, and I feel like that's a valid criticism. Like, yeah, if you are going to upgrade to new Minecraft, they should at least have the options to make it look like it did before, because does it matter if your water just looks better and not as ugly? Yeah, I don't think it does matter. So the second big criticism I see a lot, and this is one that I still personally believe a little bit, it's getting better and better every update it feels like, but there's still a slight disconnect between how this feels versus how the old version felt. Like, maybe I'm just getting more used to it, and that's why it's getting better, or maybe they are like updating it each update, but there's just something about how like menus are opening and how stuff like that works, and again, it's getting better, like the delay is getting smaller and stuff like that. I do quite like it. They're making menus a little bit better, but the truth is the way the game feels is just a little bit off. I can't say why. Maybe they should speak to 4J and they should say, like, hear like what they did differently, but there's just something about the way the game handles the controller that makes it not quite as good as playing, console. Like, if I'm spinning here, there's just like, it's not one-to-one. And then this also extends to a whole bunch of other issues. So for instance, if we fly, so if we give ourselves flying ability, which is more steps than you would assume it is, so I guess we just give ourselves creative if we want to fly. Okay, that's how we do that. So yeah, if we give ourselves some creative right here, then even in creative, it gets even worse, because as you can see right here, the flying is just not the same. It feels really slippery and buttery. It's not like you're actually controlling your guy to fly. It's just like you're kind of directing him in that vague way. And again, this isn't important for most players, I guess, but as someone who really loves controllers, I played consoles all my life, there are games I love because the controls are just smooth. The old Minecraft console was one of these, and the new Minecraft console is just not quite there. Also, the menus are just a mess, like working out how to do stuff, like you slide across to there for some reason. It's not easy stuff, it's very confusing, yeah, basically, not great, a whole bunch of reasons to hate the menus, and I feel like they could simplify them quite easily, and then everything would be much better. The next one is one I know they can't fix, but it's something that I hear all the time, and it's something you might not even understand, because it's quasi connectivity. So Redstone in this version was built from scratch. As I understand it, it was built to replicate, because Redstone in the original Minecraft was built to replicate circuitry, but it didn't do a perfect job, and then by the time they realized it, they just, people had already been using it to kind of break the thing. But on this version, because it's a brand new version of the game, they built the Redstone from scratch, and they made it work the way they wanted it to, but this means that quasi connectivity, which again is basically connecting two blocks but indirectly, so this Redstone torch on the old console version would power this piston. On the new console version, it doesn't at all. As you can see, even if we place a block there for it to power through, that one does. But as you can see, the bottom piston is never going to be powered no matter what block we place there. So let's grab another redstone block. As you can see, there's no way to power this, but on the console, even with nothing there, this piston would power. Same thing over here, even with nothing there, the redstone repeater would power this piston right here, but it doesn't work like that on this version because quasi connectivity is missing, and this means that everyone who's ever made Redstone the old version, you've just had to tell them their builds just do not work. I don't know if there is a good solution to this one, other than like saying, oh yeah, sorry about that, or like acknowledging it in some way, because they haven't even acknowledged that they've broken everyone's Redstone builds, and I've seen a lot of like Redstone people, because, bear in mind, there's like 20 million Minecraft 360 players, or like Minecraft console players, I should say, like 25 million, something like that. Of those, there's going to be hundreds of thousands who love Redstone, and that means that, you just told 100,000 people, or hundreds of thousands of people, learn some new Redstone, your old Redstone's useless, and we're not going to do anything about it, which I think, that I can see why that's so annoying, and hopefully you can as well. The fourth biggest criticism about this new version is really to do with the world settings we don't have here. So again, even though if we look around this world right here, I've got a weird mishmash of like small and old and stuff like that. And as you can see, things are a little bit weird here, but no matter how you set up your world, it's going to be pretty much the same, and it's going to have the biomes this size, and they're going to go on forever. And you might think, oh yeah, that's perfect, like I like big biomes, and I like the world to go on forever. Again, that's what most people who like this version of the game say. Also, look, you can see the trees, like how they like change their visual appearance like this really badly in the sky. Also, you can see the crops thing I mentioned earlier. I just want to show you this so you can like understand what I said. If you don't, you can see the crops like they kind of fade out and render out too, because there's like a popping in and out of the trees. As you can see, like the textures like pop in and out, so they change how they look. It's not too elegant on the console in my opinion. So yeah, let's move on out from the menus. And let's show you the fourth and fifth thing. So the fourth one is the fact that amplified and custom super flat and the biome scales and the world sizes are all missing. So we've had confirmed now that amplified and custom super flat are coming, presumably in 1.3, but again, it's not confirmed, just presumably. But this means that if we go to this version, let me show you all the world options we have. So we have the option to, okay, as you can see, we've got the option to pick our game mode, which isn't really a world option. Difficulty, not a world option. Starting map, maybe a world option. Bonus chest, okay, that's something. And then we have world type, that's it. And we have three types. Flat, which is just boring flat grass. We've got old, which is so small it's like unusable and then never doesn't work and stuff. And then we've got infinite. So if you want to play survival, you have one world type. You don't get to use the other two. And then you have seeds, which again, like seeds we had before. But if you want to have custom super flats, no, don't get that. Want to have amplified? No, don't get that. Want to have world sizes? Oh, well, you do have two world sizes here. Want to have biome scales? Oh no, that's missing too. If you don't know biomes which are size like 2,000 blocks wide, well, you have to kind of deal with that. And that's something which I think is just a little bit frustrating to people that like the old console size worlds. Again, bear in mind that people who play the current console version of Minecraft probably have a phone, probably could have played the Pocket Edition and chose not to for one reason or other. And one of those reasons for a lot of people, myself included, was the world size thing. So that's why a lot of people aren't a big fan of that. And the fifth big thing, again, I want you to all bear in mind, this is something where I doubt any of the community people we've seen, or really any of the developers, or probably even anyone intentionally thought we're going to cash in on this new version. I think maybe someone somewhere really high up the chain, maybe Microsoft, maybe somewhere, did think this, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. The reason I mention that though is because I feel like this version really, really cashes in. And the reason it cashes in, and the reason it feels unfair that it's cashing in, is because this is the Pocket Edition come to the console version. So again, bear in mind the Pocket Edition is a game which costs about $4.99. The console version costs $19.99 or like $20.99. It costs different amounts in different regions, but it costs some amount, quadruple, if not triple, if not quintuple, some significant amount more than the Pocket Edition. And bear in mind, we had the option to pay for that Pocket Edition if we wanted it, but we chose not to for some reason. So then imagine that we're forced to play this new version, which again, you can say like, well, you're not forced, the old version's still there, but you're forced to update it. Again, if we just say that's fine, I think I'm slowly looking forward to the future, then imagine how upsetting it is to be told that, oh yeah, so this cheaper version of the game that's replacing your current more expensive version is filled with more microtransactions. There are so many more ways to ask for money from you, because as well as all the DLC we had before, every single one of those pieces exists. exists. There's no trials for any of that stuff, by the way. If you want to try out anything, then you can't anymore. So they've removed our ability to get the DLC we had for free already, so you have to pay for that if you even want to try it now. But then as well as that, they've added a whole bunch of Minecraft, stuff in the store. So they've added like, maybe triple the DLC now. And by the way, if you want to buy this stuff, now you can't buy it with cash anymore. You used to be able to spend £2.29 a skin pack. If you want a skin pack and you want something that costs more than 320 coins, you have to spend at least, £4.99 to get a whole bunch like this. So Minecraft coins, they do this annoying like virtual currency thing where you disconnect people from the spending, which again, I feel like, has some business benefits, but business benefits is what is upsetting people here. The fact that like, oh yeah, so now we have to buy excess coins. Things are essentially more expensive because you're always going to have leftover coins, so that's kind of annoying by itself. Then as well as being able to charge for more stuff from the store, there's Minecraft Realms, which is fine, I want that, but again, it's another way they're making money on this game that they couldn't make before. And then they're replacing minigames, by the way, with servers, which guess what, minigames were free except for the DLC. Servers you can pay for as much. This is bad. Let's hop out here. But each of the servers is going to have ability to pay for stuff using those Minecraft coins. Which, by the way, Microsoft's taking a 30% cut all the time for this stuff. So there's just triple the ways to make money, and all the ways of making money are objectively worse because you have to buy coins. And I know you might say like, well, that's being picky. It's not our choice. But the reason that I'm saying that is because that's why people feel like they're being cashed in on. You're taking just this big audience of a game, you're giving them this new version, and you're saying, oh yeah, there's new stuff if you want it. But really, when you give people the option to buy microtransactions, some people will, and everyone's going to feel like if they didn't, then they're missing out on something. And although Minecraft does microtransactions in the best way, that's why it feels like cashing in, and that is why the Minecraft, this new Minecraft version feels like we're getting a lesser game for the same price that's going to ask for more money from us. I think the easiest solution to this, by the way, because, again, when it comes to making stuff look better, just add in options to make it look like old console. Boom, everyone's happy. When it comes to Redstone, I know you can't fix that. When it comes to controls, work on it. Get 4J Studios or whoever to simplify the menus to make the buttons work better. Add in the custom super flat, the amplified. They've said they're going to do that because they care and we made a big thing for it. But the big last thing I'd say is to give every console player, whether you're on Xbox One or Switch, or maybe if you have both, then give them both a thing. Because we paid so much more for that old version of the game, they should give us some coins to compensate it. That would make everyone happy. That'd be a really good giveaway. Like, oh yeah, guess what? To celebrate a new version, you're all going to get 1,000. In fact, I guess it'd be like 2,000 because like that's the fair price difference. Or even if it was 1,000, give everyone 1,000 coins, and now everyone's gonna be excited because they've got so many things they can buy. They'll be like, oh, I could play Dinosaur Island, or I could get BD Craft. I'm just saying, you could get people excited about these new changes by, just giving us something to make up for the fact that, yeah, this is a version we had access to and we chose not to play. Now, although we're not forcing you to play it, we're strongly kind of hinting you that direction, but to give you a positive, push that way rather than a negative one, if you give everyone some Minecraft coins, then, I think that makes it better. But that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and shares the video to more people, and hopefully gets Microsoft to see this. Share it if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Please do share this video with anyone who you do think, is either on the side where they think, like, why does anyone hate this? Or on the opposite side, where they just blindly hate the game for no good reasons besides, like, I just don't like it, I want the old one. Because I think it's good for us to have, like, a proper dialogue, because it's happening whether, we complain or not. But it's best if we can make this new version the best it can be, or at least so Microsoft can understand what we don't like. And let me know if you want me to make a video on, like, 5 things I really like about the new version, because I feel like there's actually quite a few, positive upgrades about it. But let me know what you think, comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day, goodbye.